Welcome, folks, to our annual Christmas theater. In this play, What? No Santa Claus? We find ourselves in the living room of Santa Claus' house in Christmas Eve.
As the scene opens, Santa Claus is in his big chair in front of fireplace. He is wearing his traditional costume, but he has his shoes and socks off. His feet are stuck into a basin of hot water. He is huddled down a big red blanket, which has been thrown around his shoulders. At the side of his chair is a table with several bottles of medicine with large, plainly marked labels: cough medicine, sneeze medicine, and pills for chills. Santa looks very miserable and begins to sneeze.
Achoo!
Mrs. Santa rushes in carrying a big white blanket.
Santa, there you go sneezing again. You ought to be in bed. Bed? How can you talk about bed when it's Christmas Eve? I ought to be getting ready for my trip. Here, put this blanket around you. Mrs. Claus, I will not be colded in this fashion. I'm getting up I'm getting up out of this chair.
Santa starts to get up out of the chair, but Mrs. Claus stops him.
You certainly are not. In your condition, you need all the rest that you can get. Now, listen here, Mrs. Claus. Who's the boss around here? Who wears the trousers in his household?
Mrs. Claus chuckling.
Oh dear, you are so funny when you're cross. But I don't mind. You are usually such a merry old soul. Now please sit still. Mrs. Claus, I will not wait.
Santa starts sneezing again.
There, you see what happens when you get excited? You would better take some more of your sneezing medicine.
Mrs. Claus gives Santa some medicine and he makes an awful face.
Awful stuffs. After this, I am going to consider that the children have been bad if they don't like to take medicine. I don't blame them.
Feeling Santa's hand, Mrs. Claus says,
And your hands are like ice. You'd better have some chill pills too.
She gives him a big dose and he sneezes again.
Achoo! You see? All this medicine? It's making me worse. How much longer have I got to sit here dangling my feet in this hot water? I ought to be down in the workshop. The elves are good workers, but without me to direct them, they are adept to get into mischief. Why don't they come up and report?
He turns his head and shouts for this elves. Santa shouting.
Jingle, dingle, winky, blinky. Stop shouting, my dear.
Santa ignores Mrs. Claus, lifts one foot out of the pan as if to get up, and yells again. Santa yelling.
Holly, jolly, mistletoe.
Mrs. Claus in an irritated voice.
Stop it. You will lose your voice. And don't take your feet out of that hot water. It isn't hot anymore. It's getting colder. Well, the elves are bringing more. What's that? Just as I thought, when they ought to be down in the workshop, getting ready the things, packing the sleigh. Now all of them are except Jingle and Dingle, but I don't see much sense to it. If you can't go on your trip, can't go? Woman, what are you talking about? Don't you realize it's Christmas Eve? What would a Christmas be without a Santa Claus? I have got millions and millions of presents to deliver. Nonsense. You can't go climbing down chimneys tonight, not in your condition. Think of the ashes and salt. Why you would be sneezing all the dust up your nose?
Santa sneezes again.
Achoo! And besides, you would wake all the children with your sneezing. Well, so what? Maybe some of the boys and girls would like to see Santa Claus for a change. They would never recognize you. Where are your twinkling eyes and the dimples they always talk about? You are in an awful humor, and besides, your nose is red. My nose is always red. It's supposed to be. But a cheerful red, not a fiery red. Here you would better blow it. Oh, very well. And don't look such a martyr. I'm only trying to make you better.
Two elves, Jingle and Dingle, enter carrying a tea kettle of hot water and a big box labeled mustard. They look at Santa and shake their hands, jingle and dingle together.
Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, Santa has the sniffles, and it's very sad to see. If Santa has the sniffles, what will be Christmas?
Santa sneezing.
Achoo!
Mrs. Claus clapping her hands.
Jingle dingle, stop that nonsense. Now, quick, the hot water, the mustard.
The elves run to Santa. Jingle pours some hot water in the pan and Dingle sprinkles some mustard into it from a box. Santa starts to pull his feet from the pan and then jerks them out quickly as the elves pour in the hot water.
Ouch, ouch, it's hot, get out of here, both of you.
But Mr. Santa, we're only trying to make you well.
You ought to be down in the workshop, both of you, packing dolls, packing drums, and packing candies.
Yes, we'll go at once, sir.
And send Winky and Blinky up here. I want a report on how things are going. I'm getting late. I have to start soon.
Yes, sir.
Jingle and Dingle run out of veg to Winky and Blinky. Mrs. Claus firmly.
You'll not stir an inch out of this house until you're better. It's snowing harder and it's colder than ever. I stuck my head out of the door once and got icicles on my hair. What's new about that? It's always cold at the North Pole. But it's worse tonight. All the more reasons to let me go. I could soon be in a warmer climate. Yes, and catch double pneumonia. Sudden changes like that are bad for people with the sniffles. Oh, stop fussing. Why did I have to catch this cold anymore? It's your own fault. I told you not to go out late in the sleigh. But I had to exercise the reindeer. Dancer and Prancer are getting fat. And the Comet and Cupid and the rest of them are getting lazy. They had to be trimmed for the tonight. I could have exercised the reindeer. You? Mrs. Santa Claus? A woman? Women are doing lots of things these days. All kinds of jobs. It beats me. You go out in the whole world every year, and still I know more about what's going out there than you do. That's because you are always listening to the radio. Yes, and I think I'll turn it on now. It will take your mind off things.
Mrs. Claus goes across the room and switches on the radio. Immediately, you hear the strains of jingle bells. Santa crossly,
Take my mind off.
first radio voice cutting off Santa in mid-sentence.
Twas the night before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that Saint Nicholas soon would be there.
What did I tell you? All the children are accepting me. They are waiting now. They are waiting for the Christmas to begin. Turn that things off that make me nervous. I'll switch it to another station.
She does, and another voice comes on.
Yes, Virginia, there's a Santa Claus. He exists as certainly as love and generosity and devotion exist. And you know that there would abound and give to your life its highest beauty and joy.
That's what the New York Sun wrote to that little girl so long ago.
Alas, how dreary would be the world if there was no Santa Claus.
Certainly it would be dreary. Of course it would be dreary. Oh dear, I had better turn it off.
Mrs. Claus gets up again and switches off the radio.
I would like to have listened. It's so beautiful, but it's making me nervous. Naturally, at a time like this, don't you see if I don't get on my trip, soon people won't believe in me. They'll think there isn't any Santa Claus. Oh, perhaps if you didn't go this year, they would appreciate you more than ever. After all, you have never missed a Christmas before. And I'm not going to miss this one. Where are those elves? I thought I told them.
Just then, Winky and Blinky run in, interrupting Santa.
Here we are, Santa. I'm Winky.
I'm Blinky.
Never mind. What's the difference does it make? If can't tell you apart, how are the things in the workshop? All finished? What about the dolls, drums, candy cans, slates, and Nintendo games?
There are millions of sleds and millions of drums.
And millions of dolls and sugar plums.
Have you got some red-headed dolls?
Oh yes, Santa Claus.
Some of the little girls like the red-headed dolls.
And Holly and Jolly have given all the dolls permanents this year.
Then, if the little girls take them out in the rain, the dolls won't lose their curly hair.
Fine. What about the ponies?
The ponies have already been sent on ahead. They are waiting in neighbors' fronts all over the country.
Well, I need some long ribbons, yards and yards.
What for?
Well, you can't leave a live ponytail on a Christmas tree. So I loop a ribbon around its neck and then run the ribbon through the window and tie it to the tree with a knot.
Wonderful!
Great idea.
Excuse me? But it's very foolish making all those plans, Santa Claus, when you know as well as I do.
Suddenly, two other elves, Holly and Jolly, dash in.
I am Holly,
I am Jolly.
and we have come to say
We have finished the packing all the toys.
you can soon be on your way.
Santa, I tell you, there is no use.
Another interruption as Jingle and Dingle run in from outside with snowflakes all over them.
I am Jingle.
I am Dingle.
We're hitching up the reindeer, Dasher and Dancer and Big Swing.
And Comet and Cupid and Pencil. And also Donner and Blitzen.
Just then, the seventh elf, Mistletoe, enters, also covered with snow. I am Mistletoe. I have been putting on the sleigh bells. Did you hear them ring? Oh, the sound makes me so happy. I could fairly sing. All the elves begin dancing around the room.
I am Jingle.
I am Dingle.
I am Holly.
I am Jolly.
I am Winky.
I am Blinky. And I am Mistletoe.
Oh, we've made the service the whole year through for every girl and boy. And now it's time for Christmas, for happiness and joy.
Santa, catching their excitement, tries to get up from the chair.
Yes, of course. It is time for me to get up. It's getting late. Now, Santa, you stay right there in that chair. You know as well as I do that you can't go anywhere tonight. It's impossible. Nonsense. I have to go.
Come on,
Come on, oh Santa dear. All over the world you'll fly. We'll help you get into the sledge. You'll be off in the wink of an eye.
Yes. No. I don't know. I'm feeling dizzy. My head stuck up and my nose. Achhe! There, you see, you're sneezing again. Now you just stay right there in the chair.
But Mrs. Santa Claus,
What about Christmas? It's time for Santa Claus to go.
It's no use. He can't go. He knows that as well as I do. Here, let me tuck your blanket around you, Santa.
You mean there won't be any Christmas this year?
Of course, there will be a Christmas, but he won't have any part in it. Now, Santa, don't you try to get out of your chair again.
Mrs. Claus tucks Santa in his chair one last time and heads out of the room.
Mrs. Claus, just where are you going? Never mind, Santa.
oh dear, no Christmas jolly.
I can't believe it, Holly. Oh, Winky, I'm going to cry.
I know, Blinky, so am I.
Oh Dingle, what can we do?
Jingle, I wish I knew.
I, Mistletoe, feel so blue. Santa begins to sneeze again and all the elves run to him.
Oh poor Santa, can we help?
No, I just feel miserable. A tree miserable. No Christmas? Imagine it. No Christmas this year.
Jingle wailing out loud.
No Christmas?
Dingle not quite so loudly.
No Christmas at all?
Winky fainter voice.
No Christmas anywhere.
Blinky still fainter and sadly. No Christmas for the children. Holly practically a whisper.
No trees?
No fair socks.
No Santa Claus? But there must be some way. What can we do, Mr. Santa? You ought to be able to figure out something.
I'm sorry. There just doesn't see any hope.
But Mrs. Claus said there'd be a Christmas, didn't she? How can there be a Christmas without Santa Claus?
But what did she mean then?
Maybe she's going to send all the presents to the children.
Why, yes, throw them in. Special delivery.
No, that won't do it at all. The children get presents through the mail from their aunts, cousins, and grandfathers. They are used to that kind of presents. It would make a thing to them.
Suddenly, Mrs. Claus enters the room wearing a long white bushy beard just like Santa's and dressed in one of his red suits, a cap, and carrying a big bag over her shoulder.
What? Why? It's Mrs. Santa Claus.
And she's wearing trousers.
Certainly, I'm going to deliver the presents.
But Mrs. Claus, I won't have it. You got on my other suit.
Certainly, I have. As Jingle said, I'm wearing trousers.
Well, I simply won't have it. I won't have it. I tell you, such a thing never happened at the North Pole before.
Now, dear, don't get so excited. It's not good for your delicate condition. Lots of women wear pants out into the world. Only they call them slacks. I am going to do your job tonight.
But it's unheard of.
And while I'm gone, you and the elves can get Christmas ready here, the way I usually do. Here's a list. Mrs. Claus hands Santa a long list of things to do.
But
Now no one. Roast the turkey, fill the stockings, mash the potatoes, don't burn the gravy. Well, it's all there. Just follow directions. I know it's more work than you usually do, but at least you will be here in the warmth. I'll be back in the time for Christmas dinner.
I won't allow it. I won't allow you to go.
Would you rather there not be any Christmas and have all the children disappointed? She pauses, waiting for an answer and hearing none. Says, I thought not. Santa
But-
weakly. Now don't argue. Lots of women take over the men's job when they have to, and I ought to be on my way.
But have you got the addresses? Will you know?
Of course I'll know. Just stop at every house.
But certain things go certain places.
I won't mix them up. And even if I did, someone might like a surprise.
Yes.
A surprise. Mrs. Claus starts for the door but turns once more for a last word. Well, I'm off. And if any child peeks, there will be no harm done. I guess I can pass for Santa Claus. Merry Christmas. The elves all run to the window and relay information to the Santa Claus, who is leaning forward in his chair anxiously.
He's climbing into the sledge.
The reindeer are bowing and prancing now. She's getting all wrapped up in a big blanket.
She looks merry as can be,
Her eyes are twinkling.
and her nose is getting red from the cold. She is off. There they go. Listen. In the distance, you can hear Mrs. Claus' voice calling to the reindeer. Mrs. Claus' voice growing fainter and fainter. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer, now Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner, and list.
Yes, it's going to be a Christmas after all.
Yes, but dear me, I don't know what to think. Of course, I'm glad that the children are going to have Christmas, but to have Mrs. Claus to take my place?
It's alright.
Just this once.
Just for this year, Santa thinks this over very carefully.
Huh. You never can tell with a woman. Now she may wanted to do it every year. You did be surprised. She's getting more and more publicity all the time. Last year, several stores' windows featured Mrs. Santa.
Oh, but you too. I'll bet, Mr. Santa.
Of course.
There'll always be a Santa Claus.
And there'll always be a Christmas. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to all.
Thank you.
you.